This is the only video you need to watch if you want to learn how to make an old-fashioned cocktail at home. Now, the old-fashioned is really the granddaddy of them all when it comes to cocktails. As you can tell from the name, it's one of the oldest cocktails ever created. Exact origins, somewhat unclear, but it dates at least to the late 1800s. And even now, in the year 2026, over 125 years later, it's still one of the 5 to 10 most popular cocktails, not just in America, but in the entire world. If I asked all of you guys to name just 5 or 10 cocktails, almost all of you would say the old-fashioned. It's just that important. And it's an absolute foundational cocktail for home bartenders, professional bartenders, and bartenders of all levels, beginner, intermediate, advanced. This is a cocktail that you have to know. Something that I like to say about the old-fashioned is that you can really judge the skill of any bartender, home or professional, beginner, intermediate, or advanced, by how well they make the old-fashioned cocktail. It's just that important. It's a cocktail that I think every home bartender should learn within their first 6 months of home bartending, and honestly, I would say even within the first 3 months of home bartending. It's just that important, and I'm really excited to be showing you all how to make it today. And let's get right into it. It just calls for the ingredients that I have here: whiskey, Angostura bitters, soda water, and a sugar cube. There are a lot of different ways to make the old-fashioned, but this is my preferred method. For the exact whiskey that we're going to be using, this is Rittenhouse Rye. Honestly, you can use any type of whiskey. I prefer to make this with either rye or bourbon, but really any kind of whiskey works well. If you're going to go with rye whiskey, then Rittenhouse Rye is a great brand. For the aromatic bitters, a lot of different options for bitters as well, but the classic old-fashioned, the way I think about it, is it's going to call for Angostura bitters. Then the sweetness comes from the sugar cube, and you can use any type of sugar cube as well. Some people even like to use simple syrup, but I prefer to use it with the sugar cube just for the way it adds a little bit of texture to the cocktail. And also, as the sugar cube dissolves, the cocktail sort of evolves over time. Honestly, it starts off a little bit more stiff early on, and then it becomes sweeter as the sugar cube tends to dissolve. And you get a little bit more uniform taste if you use something like simple syrup, but for old fashions, I actually like that complexity that a sugar cube gives. And the soda water, I just use a dash of it here to help break up the sugar cube. For the exact measurements, it's going to call for 2 ounces of whiskey, 2 dashes of the Angostura bitters, and then 1 sugar cube, and then just a little bit of soda water to help dissolve the sugar cube. This is going to be a stirred cocktail. We're going to be building it directly into the glass, so let's go ahead and start that. I like to start with the sugar cube itself. I take the sugar cube here and just place it in the bottom of the glass, like that. Then I take a little bit of my soda water to help dissolve the sugar cube. And no precise measurements, but a good rule of thumb is I just like to fill the bottle cap with soda water and just add that on top of the sugar cube. So just a little bit to help dissolve. Then what I like to do next is take the aromatic bitters, so it's going to be the Angostura aromatic bitters, and add 2 dashes of that into the bottom of the glass along with the soda water and the sugar cube. Then what I like to do next is to muddle the sugar cube. And honestly, that's one of the reasons I really love this spoon in particular. This is the stirring spoon, 12-inch stirring spoon with the muddler end from Cocktail Kingdom. And I specifically chose the one with the muddler end because it's very useful for muddling sugar cubes for old fashions. The exact spoon that I'm going to be using here, like I said, is from Cocktail Kingdom, and that link will be in the description below. So what I like to do is take the muddler end and just muddle that sugar cube. So just break it down. And it's going to be a little bit easier to break it down with that soda water, and you have a little bit of the Angostura bitters in there as well. So you form this sort of slurry on the bottom of the glass. And then what I like to do next, now that we have that slurry there of the sugar with the soda water and the bitters, before adding the ice, I then like to add the 2 ounces of whiskey. So like I said, you can use any type of whiskey. I honestly prefer to use either rye or bourbon, and Rittenhouse is a great brand for rye whiskey. So 2 ounces of whiskey. That will go into the glass with the sugar cube and the Angostura bitters. And then before I add the ice, I like to mix that up as well with the stirring spoon. This is not going to be your final stir. This is just to help dissolve the sugar cube even further and to help mix everything together before you add the ice. Then, now that we have everything in there, then I like to add the ice, and then now you're going to stir it one last time. And no hard and fast rule for how long you stir, but I generally like to stir for approximately 20 to 30 seconds. So let's go ahead and do that. So now we have some chill forming on the edge of the glass. I would say the cocktail is down to temperature. And there you have it, the old-fashioned. Cheers. So anyway, if you found the advice in this video helpful, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I like to do 2 styles of videos on this channel. The first one will be like this one, where it's a tutorial showing you guys how to make a specific cocktail. And then the second style of video will be more a talking head style. I give general tips and tricks, share advice from my own journey, share stories from my journey, answer different questions on home bartending and things like that. I hope will help you guys become better home bartenders. And finally, if you're really serious and want to actually invest money into this whole hobby of home bartending, you really want to take home bartending even more seriously, I actually have a paid community on school.com. That will be the first link in the description below. Thank you. Cheers.